established Word of God. And it's not just Psalm 139 that talks about this or deals with this. It's also, the Bible talks about in Philippians chapter 3. Turn, if you would, to 2 Chronicles chapter 19. 2 Chronicles 19. I'll read Philippians 3 for you. We're really running out of time. This is going longer than I wanted to go. Philippians chapter 3, verse 17. You could look this up later for yourself, Philippians 3. You're turning to 2 Chronicles chapter 19 in the Old Testament. 2 Chronicles 19. Philippians 3:17 reads this: Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk, so as ye have us for an ensample. So he's preaching, he's writing this epistle to the Philippians and saying, hey, we are your example. You can look at the way we walk, look at the way we carry ourselves, look at what we do. We are an example as a good Christian, someone you can model after and follow. And he says, and here's why he's saying to mark them which walk, so that you have us for an example. And it's a parenthetical statement. It's in parentheses. Verse 18 says, For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Christ. He's saying there's many people out there. And he says, look, I have told you about this often. See, Pastor Berzins, why do you bring this subject up as often as you do? Now, I don't preach on this every Sunday. I don't preach on this every Wednesday. It comes up when it comes up. But in the age that we live in the day that we live in, and it needs to come up a little bit more often. And we see here, even the Apostle Paul saying, look, I've told you often, now I'm telling you even weeping. You see his sincerity. He's like, I'm crying over this. Because it's serious that there's many people out there that are the enemies of the cross of Christ, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame. The same people that we saw in Romans chapter 1, the same people that their sin, their filth, their shame, things that you would be ashamed if you ever did, ashamed to be known in public, ashamed of some filthy act, some filthy sin, these people glory in their shame. They have no qualms about it at all, and they'll just put it out there for the whole world to see. Glory in their shame who mind earthly things. He's saying their end is destruction. God's not their God. You know what? Their belly is their God. Their appetites, their desire, their covetousness, the things that they just want. I just want to feel good, so I'm just going to do it. No restraint, no holding back. Those are the enemies of the cross of Christ.